sequence anyway, so it's all dungeons plus in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. And we're off. So both players starting in Link's house. We got a randomized message from the uncle today telling us red rails for cowards.
That's certainly an opinion.
Yeah. And we got a nice money boost right off the bat with $300 in Link's house.
What's our weapon of choice today?
Well, I think it's going to be a sword, since it is Uncle Assured. And there it is. So Kohrek looks to be playing with the Outline Link sprite. Hitsuyan, I think that's Dark Link, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get a little bit more money in the Uncle chest there. Alright, both winners. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so since this is the standard mode, what big thing that we're looking for in this whole sequence right here is some bombs for both runners, really.
Yeah, the nice thing about having the sword is you don't have to worry about ammo. You can kill enemies or try to farm bombs however you want. What could be huge is if one runner gets a bomb and the other doesn't, and there is an important item in that last room, that could be a big difference to start the race. So let's hope that doesn't happen and it stays kind of close.
Yes, close races are certainly more appreciated than blowout wins, but they're still good races nonetheless.
And both runners pretty even so far, heading over almost perfectly synced at this point. And coming up to the boomerang chest. You see both runners kind of have their own little strategies for clearing out these rooms as quickly as possible. For the most part with the sword, it'll be pretty similar to what you would see in a vanilla NMG run. Only difference is we'll be opening some extra chests that we don't normally open. Ooh, there is a 4 bomb drop for Hitsuyan, and Kohrek did not get that drop. But they both killed the same enemy. That is pure RNG there.
The way I understand it, is that each seed, the enemies have a certain pool of items that they can drop, and it just depends on certain other things, depends on what they drop from that pool. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, to be honest, not sure entirely, but I do know like the drop pools are randomized the same across different, on the same seed. But whether an enemy drops an item or not, I think is a 50-50 chance. So I would expect Kohrek to be spending a little bit extra time through the rest of Escape trying to farm up that bomb drop. So that's a small advantage to Hitsuyan for the time being.
And right as you say that...
Oh, that is nice for Kohrek. Alright, so both players got bombs, both players got lots of money. This is it's a decent start. And we're now heading back to the dark rooms. We do get a free light cone in these rooms to help us guide our way, even though we don't have the lamp. But that will not apply to any other dark rooms in the seed. The players will either have to find the lamp or make their way through the dark rooms without being able to see. And there's our map. We were guaranteed to get the map at some point in Escape.
I mean, yes, but if it was in a sanctuary chest, and if the runners were paying attention, they would skip it.
Yeah, that's kind of an example, one of those minor time saves that, but a lot of those can really add up, especially when you got two really top tier runners like this. So we are now coming up on that bombable wall that the players wanted bombs for. And we got flippers and a moon pearl, so you did not want to miss those bombs in this seed. Alright, so a pretty good escape for both runners. They're both going to be well below 6 minutes here. And both pretty even. Kohrek maybe 1 or 2 seconds ahead. And makes it out of 5:52, 5:54 for Hitsuyan. So, yeah, two sub-6 escapes, very good start. And we get a pile more money, so very rich seed to start with. And here's our map check. I think that was all regular crystals. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was just 1, 2, 3 actually. I'm pretty sure. Hera, Eastern, and Desert Palace.
Alright, both players gonna do a sort of a standard start going up into the Lost Woods. There are 2 item locations here. There's also a tree pole if they need some extra resources, but I don't think they will at this point. Kohrek's gonna pull it anyway, get some arrows. And there's a glove. So, that glove, if they didn't get any bombs, that glove would allow them to get back into the back of escape fairly easily.
Nothing but arrows so far other than that.
Yeah, as chat points out, we are just a hammer or a glove away from Dark World access already. Kohrek's actually going to go up and check out what this bush crab is dropping. Just hearts. And I think he's actually heading over to check the lumberjack tree. This is not the most standard route. Hitsuyan heading down into Kakariko is a little more standard to me. But it's not bad either. And finds a red rupee at the lumberjack.
I mean, this is all dungeons, so we will need to beat Aghanim anyway, no matter what was there.
Oh, I see. Kohrek wants to head straight up Death Mountain. Hitsuyan just finding a shield, not too much else in the Blind's hut. Kohrek gonna go through those dark rooms to save the old man, so he'll get a 1 item, and also, perhaps more importantly, he'll get a save and quit point, so he can respawn here whenever he wants.
It's Hitsuyan finding that ice rod in the back of Blind's hut.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, it's kind of an important item.
Yeah, since this is all dungeons, we definitely do need that to kill Trinix.
Kohrek gonna go in and take that free health refill. So I'm finding a shovel in the well. And magic powder from the bottle vendor. So that opens up 1. Well, we need the hammer to get into magic bat, but it could open up 1 item eventually, as well as just nice safety in general. And Kohrek finding the red boomerang and Spectacle Rock Cave. As well as a hint, that's actually a nice hint. Some cash needs fire in Tower of Hera, so we can skip the basement of Hera.
Yes, which means that there's only 1 item of interest left in Hera that we would be looking for.
And ooh, there's half magic on the library. I don't think runners are going to go out of their way for that, but if they're in the area with boots, they might take a few seconds to grab it. And Kohrek putting off Kakariko a little longer, going to go down to the south shore. Makes a lot of sense. You got Zora money, you got flippers. No reason not to do this right now. And Hitsuyan finding mitts at the dig spot. So 10.5 minutes in, we got Dark World access already. And it's pretty much full Dark World access. With those flippers, we can get around a pod. So that means Aghanim is definitely not required until the end of the seed.
There is one small thing that could possibly make it required, even still, before the end of the seed.
Yeah, you're getting evil already, aren't you?
Maybe.
Wow, we got a loaded South Shore here with King of Samaria and the Fire Rod. Hitsuyan gonna go down to the South Shore as well. Do you want to explain what that one situation would be you were talking about?
Yes, so, as Ian was saying, we do have the mitts and the flippers at this point, which means we can get to the Dark World, and we can also get to the east side of the Dark World, by using the flippers to get over to the pod area. But, he was saying that Aghanim may not be required at all for getting to the Dark World, but while this is all dungeons, yes, we still have to be Aghanim. Like, if we needed to get... Hammer is still the missing piece here, and that hammer can be in Pyramid Fairy, but the only reason we would know that it's not there is if a dungeon that requires the hammer to beat it is a red crystal, like Pod, or Swamp, or Ice, or Turtle Rock. So if any of those, the 4 dungeons I listed, are red crystals, then we officially don't need to beat Aghanim for Dark World X. We officially don't need to beat Aghanim just to get the bomb across to the Pyramid Fairy bomb wall.
Yeah, so that is a very rare situation, but it can still happen. Meanwhile, while you're talking, Hitsuyan took a death in Mini Moldorm Cave. That's kind of unfortunate, but not the hugest time loss.
I'm sure he doesn't feel good about it either way.
Yeah, those Mini Moldorms definitely, when you're only on 3 hearts, it can be a little tricky at times. But he gets through on the second try. Kohrek, meanwhile, checking out Ice Rock Cave, just a piece of heart there. And he's going to go back down and do his flipper checks. And Hitsuyan going to be following right behind Kohrek. Alright, we're going to check out the Waterfall Cave now. And we got a flute and a cape, so a couple of unique items in there. So that flute puts Death Mountain in logic, as well as just being really convenient.
And now we can access the Mire area.
That's true, we can. And with that red cane, we're just a medallion away, actually, from potentially being able to full clear Mire.
Along with the hookshot or the boots.
That's true, yes. I always forget that little detail. But, alright, Kohrek, coming up on King Zora now. $500 today is going to get you 3 bombs. So, Kohrek save and quitting, not interested in what was on the ledge, which I missed, but he's going to go back to Link's house now. Looks like he'll do Kakariko from the south. And so here's kind of one advantage of putting off Kakariko. He has the flute now, so he can activate it on his first trip over there. That'll save him a little bit of time compared to Hitsuyan, who's going to have to make a second trip to Kakariko. Kohrek spots that half magic on the library. And so both runners kind of retracing each other's steps for the moment. So Hitsuyan, he's going to be finished up with his overworld checks. So with those Titans mitts, he might just go check out the Mire area directly after this. Or the other option is to go into the Village of Outcasts. Because the one big item that we're still really looking for is that hammer to really fully open up the world. We'd still like a mirror or hookshot for East Death Mountain access. A lot of items over there. And Kohrek serenading us with the duck song.
The duck song?
That's what I call it.
You mean the 2009 viral video on YouTube?
No, that's not what I meant.
You sure?
The duck song, that's what it's called. Alright, Hitsuyan gonna activate his flute as well. So, kind of curious where these runners will go next. Wouldn't surprise me for them to just scout out the Mire area. There's a couple quick items they can get, as well as check out what medallion is going to be required for that dungeon. Yeah, that's where Hitsuyan's headed. He's first going to just check if there's anything of value on the desert ledge. Full heart container, probably not going to worry too much about that.
Alright, and we got a look at the Dark World map check. We got pendants at Pod and Skull Woods, green pendant at Swamp, and Turtle Rock and Ice Palace are 2 red crystal.
Alright, Swamp being a green pendant is interesting because that means we could have a really difficult situation where that hookshot is in Ganon's tower. The mirror. The mirror as well, yeah. Assuming it's not required for desert.
That's true. The thing I always remember about mirror and hookshot, either one of them could be in GT, but both of them cannot be. Like, both mirror and hookshot cannot be in GT, or else it's impossible.
Yeah, otherwise there'd be no way to get to GT.
Also, that situation I mentioned about the hammer being a Pyramid Fairy, yeah, that both Ice Palace and Turtle Rock are red crystals, so we don't have to worry about that.
Excuse me. So yeah, Aghanim, not going to be required. They'll probably save that till the end of the seed. So Hitsuyan going to dive into Village of Outcasts.
Gonna go ahead in Thieves Town. This is a bit of an interesting play because we do not have the hammer yet, and there's always that chance that there's some item in that big chest of Thieves Town. Kohrek is not going to leave behind back of Sahashla's closet, it looks like.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if Hitsuyan does the back of Thieves Town or just leaves that for later. Not much there. Kohrek's gonna flute away. It's not gonna zip eastern at this point.
I believe that was 2 items in the front.
Right, Hitsuyan gonna make a bit of an aggressive play here, going into the back of Thieves Town with no hammer. If chat's correct, there's about a 50-50 chance he'll be leaving an item in that big chest.
Yeah, the small key cannot be in the attic, so we won't be seeing that up there. We might see the compass, though, which is what we don't want to see.
Yeah, we were hoping either the compass is in that big chest or the small key is locking itself in there.
Hitsuyan getting no help from that hint. Just a joke hint.
And Kohrek actually... Oh, never mind. He's just starting from the mountain to flute. I was going to say, there's not anything else you can do up there, I don't think. But he is going to head into the Village of Outcasts area as well, or possibly do Skull Woods.
And Hitsuyan takes another death. That is 2 deaths now for Hitsuyan that he did not want.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but he's going to head back in there. Kohrek, meanwhile, is going to go instead to the front of Skull Woods. We'll see if he goes to the back. He's a little bit kind of on the low equipment end, but in a race like this, you do kind of sometimes have to take risks, so we'll see what he does. He's gonna did not get a key in the first chest, so he's gonna head over to the left and finds the big key. Does find a small key, so he can take the shortcut here through this door. Just a map and a big chest.
Time to find out whether we need to come back here or not in Thieves Town.
Oh, just a compass, so that is good for Hitsuyan. There is... That small key is going to be in the big chest, so he does not have to worry about it.
It's to making sure that he does not die a second time in here, picking up that heart just for safety.
Kohrek just getting a single rupee out of Skull Woods there. Our blind pun of the day having to do with light bulbs. And Hitsu, okay, got it. Looks like he got a bit off script with that sword spin, but managed to hold it together. Very nice fight. Kohrek, meanwhile, heading into the back of Skullwoods. And finding just a small key, so I believe that last item is on Mothula. He's going to take a quick death warp to get back to the front. We'll see if he goes ahead and goes for Moth. And he does. Of course, if you've played much Inverted, a 4-heart Fighter Sword Moth fight is not uncommon, so I'm sure he's capable of pulling us off. Gibdo's getting in the way of him a little bit, so he's going to have to burn a bit of extra magic there. He's going to grab that small magic drop there, but ooh, Hitsu finding blue mail.
Sure, Kohrek would have liked that before this fight.
Yep. So there's kind of different strategies here, but he's using one strategy that I like that's kind of safe is holding a sword out using sword spins, because this produces lag, which you normally don't want in a speedrun, but in this case it's pretty helpful to dodge all those spikes. Kohrek using the single fire rod shot he has available.
He's got Mothula down to at least half health.
Yeah, but he's also down to half health, and there it is. Very nice fight.
Oh wow, I underestimated that one.
Hitsuyan, meanwhile, checking out Hype Cave, finds that Quake Medallion and the boots. So we got some hype on both sides here. So those boots possibly required, but definitely nice to have. That Quake Medallion definitely required for Misery Mire. And Hitsu gonna head over towards Eastern Dark World, so he can get the Pyramid Ledge. He could go up to Catfish, or he could run into Pod. And oh, there's a bottle on the Pyramid Ledge, so Hitsu's gonna pick that up, since we don't have any bottles yet. That opens up one check at Sick Kid, as well. Given the equipment loadout we have, you want all the safeties you can get at this point. Right, Hits are gonna run over into Pod. Not gonna go for Catfish just yet. That bottle, by the way, also very convenient because it opens up the possibility of using the bottle glitch here in Pod, which will allow him to pretty much full clear the dungeon even if it is bow locked. Well, full clear everything except for the boss, that is. But we do have a small key, so it's not bow locked, except for the right side. And we're gonna skip out on Thieves Town for now. Not a bad decision because I don't think there was anything important in Thieves Town. There's that blue mail for Kohrek.
Yeah, we still aren't locked in pod yet, but Hitsuyan is going to go ahead and show us that bottle glitch off.
Also gets a hint for the boots, which he already has, so not really helpful there. Kohrek, meanwhile, going to do the Smith chain, which Hitsuyan skipped out on. And there's that bottle glitch. So it unlocks the camera, and the mimics just kind of, once they get off the screen, the game just thinks they're dead and opens the door for you. There's a Master Sword for Hitsuyan, so that's a nice find. And he is gonna head down into this little hellway here to take a death warp and get back to the front of pods.
Yep, without a hammer, it's the fastest way to get back.
Yeah. And there's the boots for Kohrek. He's gonna just save and quit out of Hype Cave. Not gonna head over even check the Pyramid Ledge or anything. So he'll be missing that bottle for now. He is gonna check King's Tomb though.
And I guess Bonk Rocks as well.
I would imagine, yeah. Nothing much there. Ooh, Hitsuyan getting chased off the ledge there by that mini Helmosaur. There's the big key. So I'm going to use a fire rod to light this room so we can see what he's doing. Just a couple of keys down there. And we got red mail.
I'm sure Hitsuyan will definitely appreciate that for the Mothula.
Yeah, and the Master Sword as well. Alright, Blacksmith's just forging some love, I guess. And Kohrek is going to take a few seconds to grab this half magic. Not a bad decision. Certainly, when you're on just Fighter Sword, kind of your main weapons at this point are your magic items. Swinging down to half a heart in the dark maze, but does manage to get through. And just gonna save and quit out of there. Oh, we had a bow.
Okay. Interesting.
So bow in the dark maze, that is locked by the lamp. But that is a huge find for Hitsuyan because you often want to put off pot until you have the bow. So Kohrek may not find that for quite a while, depending on how the seed plays out.
I'm sure Hitsuyan will want to go to Eastern next.
That wouldn't be a bad play. Another play, actually, that might not be bad is Misery Mire. We can get inside there now with those boots, and that bow is going to make Vitreous a lot easier. The only real thing we're missing from Mire is the lamp, but that only locks the boss. Everything else in Mire is fully open. So with the items we got, wouldn't surprise me to see something important like a hammer be there in Misery Mire. Alright, Hitsuyan is gonna check Sick Kid. Maybe he'll run down and grab that half magic as well. Just a heart. Kohrek, meanwhile, making his way into Thieves Town. He's got a bit more health, so hopefully won't have as tough a time as Hitsuyan did. So Hitsuyan gonna go stock up on a blue potion. This leads me to believe he might actually be considering a dive into somewhere like Mire or Ice Palace. But without that hammer, I would imagine Mire is a more likely play. And yeah, he's going for it. So, do you think we're gonna find something important in Mire?
Honestly, I think so. It could be Lamp, which would put that bow back in logic, and the sword, but it could also be another progression item, like the mirror or something like that.
Yeah. Or even the hook shot, which would open up quite a bit of stuff right now on Death Mountain. Kohrek coming up to his blind fight now. Very nice fight by Kohrek. And gets his second dungeon complete. And it's going to go straight for the Firelocked portion. Kohrek going to finish off the Smith chain, though.
Well, that's one item so far in Misery Mire.
And not much coming from the purple chest. But Kohrek is... okay, is he headed to Ice Palace? Kohrk's heading to Ice Palace, I think. No, he's heading to buy some upgrades. Okay. Bomb upgrade, so he might be eyeing up a Vitreous fight as well.
Also, Vanilla Big Key and Meyer.
I'm surprised he doesn't take some arrow upgrades as well. Well, he doesn't have the
considering
bow.
I don't have the bow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, he's looks like he's just gonna bomb Vitreous. So it looks like Meyer did not have the answer.
Which leaves us to ask, where is our next progression going to be and then instead?
Oh, could we have that dreaded Hammer and Ice Palace situation? I'm trying to think of what else is open, really. We've done quite a bit of the overworld. There is still Catfish to be seen. I don't know, was Bumper Ledge checked?
I want to say yes. I don't remember for sure. But also, we haven't touched Eastern at all.
It's true. So with that half magic and the cape, that's going to make these Meyer Dark Rooms not too bad at all. Alright, Hitsu is past the Dark Rooms. So again, with that bow, Vitreous shouldn't be too difficult.
And Master Sword also makes it a little bit better.
And the cape and half magic. Yeah, he's pretty well stocked. Just 8 shots to the big eye. Actually, a little less because he did a bit of damage before. And that is 2 dungeons for Hitsuyan. Alright, Hitsu pulling out that flute. And I'm gonna guess he's off to Skull Woods here. Kohrek gets a hint for a unique item in Ganon's Tower. So, let's see what... Oh! Kohrek saving quitting. That's interesting. So he's decided, you know what, I'll save Vitreous for later. Don't want to spend a bunch of time just trying to bomb Vitreous right now. Especially with only Fire Sword. I don't blame him for that decision. Going back to Meyer later isn't a huge time loss. Only takes probably, 30 seconds or so to get to where he was.
Looks like he's going to do Aghanim, and honestly, I kind of understand this play because as of now, we don't have a very quick way over to the east side of the Dark World, and doing this kind of makes it a little bit less, hassle getting over that side.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting routing. He does not have the lamp, but he does have the fire rod, so he can light the torches along the way. But this will definitely make it easier to route in that ledge, pyramid ledge, and pod, and possibly catfish. Which, I'm thinking about it. There's not really a lot open that we haven't seen. Is that catfish. There's a few chests in Ice Palace we can check. There's, of course, Eastern. But, yeah, not too much left. Lumberjack has been checked. It was not anything important.
Alright, this is probably one of the trickier rooms. Just gotta move up a little bit, shoot a fire rod shot, and that's the tricky part's over. Just gotta make it through the rest of the room.
Yeah, Kohrek doing a really nice job here. Getting through Aga Tower quickly. Of course, half magic makes it easier, but we get a hint here as well, which is, I guess, another advantage of doing Aghanim early. Although that hint wasn't particularly useful. Hitsuyan, meanwhile, making that catfish play. So my guess is Hitsuyan will probably go to Eastern next. With that bow, he can full clear it. Meanwhile, coming up to Aga. And we can have, so Aghanim has 2 basic attacks. We got a hook shot in catfish. That's huge. Okay. That opens up all of East Death Mountain. And that is where Hitsu is heading straight towards. So, we got a bow and pod and a hook shot in catfish. So is Kohrek gonna do catfish first and maybe end up putting off that bow?
It's a good question. Not quite sure though. Depends on what his next move after he just now killed Aga 1 is.
Yeah. Yeah, basically after you kill Aga, normally you have 2 options. You can go, when you don't have the hook shot anyway, you can go straight into pod or you can go up and check catfish first. So let's see which way he goes. And he's going to catfish, so he'll get that hook shot and that will lead him away from pod. So it could be quite a while before he finds that bow. especially when he doesn't have the lamp or the hammer or anything that would make it a little easier to head back towards pod. Hitsuyan knew I was setting up the bomb jump. This is a somewhat trickier bomb jump, but it's a nice little time save. Alright, and here is Paradox Cave. We got 7 chests in here. And Kohrek, yeah, he's heading straight to East Death Mountain. And there's that hammer.
Phew, that could have taken a lot longer to find that thing, and a good thing it wasn't a nice palace or something like that.
Yeah. And there's another bottle as well for Hitsuyan. And in terms of what we still need, we definitely need the mirror. But other than that, the only other thing we might need is a medallion for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And there's one of them right there.
Yeah, there's Bombos, yeah.
Well, that one requires the mirror, unfortunately.
So, it's only going to take care of Hera first. But after this, I imagine he will head over and check out that Turtle Rock Medallion, as well as Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave.
So if Turtle Rock is Bombos, then the mirror can't be in GT.
Yep. A unique item in the Lost Woods, that most likely refers to the glove we found there. Kohrek using a nice spin speed there to just get through Hera, just a few seconds quicker. And there's our lamp.
Man,
wow.
Little too late, game.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of good for Kohrek because that lamp will logically open most of pod. So that'll give him a little more of a reason to head back there. As well as just make it a lot easier to get back through Misery Mire later on when he goes back to finish that. Nice quick Moldorm fight from Hitsuyan, and he collects dungeon number 4.
Yep, and because of that hint we saw earlier in the game, we know that we don't have to check the Terra basement.
Hits are gonna check Spiral Cave, and then I imagine he'll go down through the bottom portal and up Super Bunny Cave to Hookshot Cave, check the Turtle Rock Medallion, or he may actually he may not do that. He may climb back up so that he can actually open Turtle Rock if it happens to be Quake. And yeah, if Turtle Rock is Quake, it'll be full clearable.
Yeah, that sure would be nice. Alright, what's it gonna be?
It's Quake. We can go in, we can full clear Turtle Rock. That puts us just in a mirror away from Go mode. But that mirror can be basically anywhere. It can be in GT, it can be in here in Turtle Rock. The only place it can't be is a place that requires the mirror to get to.
A hint telling us about where the bow is.
Hitsuyan not happy about that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because now Kohrek's gonna check it, and then he might be persuaded to go check out Pod.
Yeah. That's always really annoying when you make what you think is a great play, like going into Pod with no bow, no hammer, no lamp, finding the bow, and then your opponent gets bailed out with a really convenient hint. Kohrek meanwhile checking Hookshot Cave. And Super Running Cave, we got a bottle and a heart container.
Alright, so in terms of things that we need that are still out there, you know, in order to get into GT, we don't need the mirror. We could just have the book, and then we could get to GT, and that mirror could still be in GT after all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the only two dungeons we cannot full clear right now are Swamp and Desert, since we can't get in. Oh, that said a unique item is in the dark. Okay, that wasn't as specific a hint as I was thinking.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It just said unique item in the dark. You thought, yes, I said bow hint, but it didn't say bow specifically.
But that will probably tell Kohrek to check out some lamp-locked locations. Okay, I really like this. The Dark Link bunny sprite is just regular Link.
I think I knew that, but that's still funny. I'm sure both runners would like to see a sword somewhere in here, especially Kohrek.
Yeah. Yeah, with half magic, Trinex on Master Sword is not too bad, but with Fighter Sword, you pretty much have to resort to the hammer, which is, again, that's not too bad, but it is annoying having to menu a bunch of times.
Also, trying to hammer up is, you know, very finicky.
Yeah. Although I'm sure both these runners will have no problem with that fight. Ooh, Kohrek getting bitten by the chain chomps.
Been a little too much. Has to restart the dungeon. Titsy little breathing room, I think.
Ooh, Kohrek really having trouble with this. I'm gonna guess he'll probably resort to the cape on his next try. Alright, Hitsu coming up on Laser Bridge. There's always progression on Laser Bridge, right?
Yeah, absolutely. See?
And there it is, that's the book. And our dreams of that mirror being in GT are quite alive right now. Hey, there's a unique item. The single arrow.
Oh, hey, now we're in go mode, right?
Practically, yeah. Some call that the arrow of destiny because it's supposedly the arrow that you kind of keep aside as the last arrow that you use to kill Ganon.
And here's Trinex to get a little bit of trouble starting off the fight, missing a couple ice rod shots.
And it's I'm going to use a Master Sword. Once you got that ice down there, it kind of makes it a little tricky to use the hammer. And on half magic, you can just kind of spam the fire rod at him, and that's usually not too difficult. Ooh, Hitsuyan getting bitten there a bit. Gotta be careful. Gets it done though.
And he had red mail. He had a few hits. He had a few hits to give.
Yeah. Wow, there's a sword on Trinex.
That's a kick in the teeth. See, I'm not gonna bother with the rest of the Dark Death Mountain checks.
That's kind of interesting. Or he's gonna, okay, he's gonna maybe come up and do them. Or no, he's gonna flute away. Wonder if this is like a calculated skip on his part. He just wants to head straight to dungeons.
You might be thinking that mirror could be in GT.
Alright, so we're getting our first look at Eastern Palace here. First item, just a big 20. Kohrek comes up on his trying side. Ooh, misses a couple shots there. Shouldn't be a big deal with half magic. He could just spam fire rod shots here, but he's gonna go ahead and use the hammer anyway. Hitsuyan finding the Cane of Burna inside the Eastern Palace. Wow, he's... Let's see. But there is dungeon number 5 for Kohrek.
Kohrek's gonna come check out Spike Cave for us while Hitsuyan not bother with it.
Yeah, Kohrek being very thorough on overworld checks. We'll see if it pays off for him. Hitsuyan getting Armos Knights down. Didn't quite get a quick kill off, but still reasonably fast kill nonetheless. Hitsuyan now heading for Ice Palace. Kohrek gonna quickly check Sick Kid, and we'll see where he goes from here. Hitsuyan getting the hint that there's a heart container in Mimic Cave. Since we're only looking for the mirror, we really don't care about Mimic Cave. And Kohrek really sticking to overworld spots. He's going to check Magic Bat. Nothing much there. Chat discussing who's in the lead right now. I would definitely give Hitsuyan an advantage with that bow, but it's definitely not over at all. We don't know where that mirror is. If Kohrek finds the mirror first, that could be an advantage for him. Or it could lead him astray if he checks mirror spots trying to find that bow. And yeah, as Henpans points out, Kohrek already did AGA 1, so that's a few minutes of dungeon that Hitsuyan still has to finish at the end.
A hint giving us information that Hermit Fairy does not need to be checked.
Kohrek, meanwhile, going to follow that book and head to Desert Palace. There's a heart container.
One item left to come out of desert.
Graveyard Ledge is nothing, so that is another mirror location where Kohrek can skip if he finds the mirror before the bow. And hit the right side of Ice Palace.
Sure is.
He's really banking on that mirror being in GT, which, I mean, there's honestly a pretty good chance at this point.
That was at least 2 items that Hitsuyan found in ice just then.
Yeah, so it makes sense, definitely. The right side of ice takes a couple minutes to do, just for one item when there's so much left open to you. I understand that skip. That's why I'm also going to make its way into the desert. I think if you're a Kohrek fan, you're almost hoping he doesn't find the mirror here, because that could lead him to Swamp Palace.
That is true. That bow is still and not a very friendly place to seed. So, you know, yeah, like you said, the better chance for Kohrek would be if he gets to that bow first.
Alright, so he's got the flute out. Where is he going to go to next? And he's going to go into Ice Palace. So, with him still missing the bow and the mirror, I would not be surprised to see a full clear here. Kohrek using bomb strats to take care of the Pengators. Doesn't quite get the last one. But he's got so many bombs, I don't think he cares too much. So, with Desert Palace actually is going to be Hitsuyan's last crystal, which means he can go to GT after this. I wouldn't surprise me if he finishes off Pod first, just in case the mirror is on Helmasaur, but I think we're going to see that GT dip not too far from now.
Yeah, I definitely would go finish off Helmasaur before GT, since you have to do it in
Alright, there's 7 crystals for Hitsuyan. And there's a hint for the hook shot. And yeah, Hitsuyan is going to finish Pod. I'm going to guess he'll head up to GT after this. He can stop by some of those checks that he skipped, like Hookshot Cave along the way. So kind of nice routing there. But definitely very aggressive play from Hitsuyan. Really, really gambling that mirror is going to be in GT. But we are seeing the right side of Ice Palace for Kohrek. So if the mirror turns up in here, that would be an enormous swing. And there's the big key. Kohrek getting a nice bomb jump over to go check the iced tea room as Hitsuyan finished the cutscene and is making his way into the back rooms of the pod to get to Helmosaur. Iced tea room.
Looks like Hitsuyan is bailed out.
Yeah, iced tea room just with a big 20. And alright, there's Helmosaur down for Hitsu. And just a piece of heart there, but I think it's fair to say he's going to be heading for GT next.
I agree.
Alright, so with Hitsuyan heading up towards GT, why don't we get that guessing game started? So there are 22 chests. Sorry, I had to type in the thing. There are 22 chests in the basement of GT where that big key can be. Get your guesses in chat, 1 through 22. Relkin, what do you like to guess?
I've always gone with 7. The only time I've ever won the big key guessing game is if it was a spoiler race and I just guessed the correct chest.
I'm gonna go with number 1 because I want to troll these runners. I want to make them find the big key right away and then have to search just for the mirror. Alright, so Hitsuyan can check Super Bunny Cave. He'll probably just quickly check Hookshot Cave since it's right there. That would be kind of a bizarre thing to skip. Kohrek, meanwhile, going to do Hammer Pegs. I don't think we've seen this from Hitsuyan. Just a piece of heart there. It looks like Kohrek is finally making that play. No, he's going to go into Eastern first. So that's unfortunate. He will be double dipping Eastern. Alright, Hitsuyan heading into the right side first. We got a small key in chest number 1, and a big 20 in chest number 2.
Having a mirror is a bit laborious.
Yeah. And Hitsu gonna do right side first, pretty normal routing. Chest number 3, and chest number 4 is the mirror. Hitsuyan is in go mode at 122.30. And his gambles have paid off. That mirror in GT. And he just has to finish off, find that big key, so we're still playing that guessing game. Chest number 7, Bob's Torches, a piece of heart. But at this point, yeah, it seems like Hitsuyan has a significant lead right now. Kohrek does have AGA 1 done, which Hitsu will have to do, but Kohrek still needs to find that bow, finish off Eastern and Pod, and Misery Mire. And no big key yet. That was, what was that, 8 through 11, so we're on number 12 next.
I think at this point, it's safe to say that this is definitely Hitsuyan's race to lose.
Yeah, for sure. Chest number 12 rather, is a blue boomerang, which Hitsuyan puts to use immediately. And there it is, number 13. Alright, so the winner of the guessing game today was Mystic Gaming, who guessed 12 and was the closest sub or supporter.
Well, what's their prize today?
You get to watch the end of this exciting race.
Good, I like it.
I don't know. Alright, Hitsuyan starting his climb up the tower. He's on 2.5 hearts right now. Probably has some potions, but wouldn't surprise me if he stopped into that little fairy room. Given the way he's played, I have to feel like he thinks he's ahead right now. But who knows, really. Kohrek finally making his way into Pod.
Yeah, you know, being ahead, I think the fact that Hitsuyan skipped to the right side of ice and went straight to GT, essentially, skipping quite a few overworld stuff. I'm sure Hitsuyan feels good about his decisions for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Just skipping all the overworld, banking on that mirror being in GT turned out to be a very good play, I think. He does have a blue potion. He's going to down that right now. At this point, there's just no point in taking any risks. Just you can always flute to buy another potion if you really want it, but on Red Mail and Tempered Sword, I don't think these runners are too concerned about that. It's now up to the Wizard of Brooms as Kohrek doing the bottle glitch. And there is that Tempered Sword for Kohrek. Getting it a little later than Hitsu. Hitsu falling off the ledge, so he's got to wait for the torch to reset. Probably not too happy about that. And falling off the ledge again. Okay, that last fall was intentional, I think. And Hitsu coming up on the mini Helmosaur room. Only thing he might still care about are the silver arrows, but he's not really going to waste any time. There's a lot of places those silvers can still be. And coming up to Moldorm 2. And he's not even going to open that last chest. He doesn't care about silvers. He just wants to get through this as quickly as he possibly can.
Alright, coming up on the Agatu fight.
That's a double. I think that was another double.
And what?
Well, it doesn't get any there thanks to that blue ball. Ooh, that was kind of weird. That last ball just didn't even get launched. But gets it down. There's a red mail for Kohrek. He's about to find his bow shortly. So, Hitsuyan opens the hold to Ganon, but he's still got a couple of dungeons left to do. He's got to run into Aga 1 here, so this will take a few minutes. And then after that, he'll have to run over to Swamp Palace and just go mode that quickly.
I'm sure Kohrek feels pretty behind right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. So if you're tuned in late, you're wondering why there's such a big difference. Well, basically Hitsuyan decided to bank on that mirror being in Ganon's tower and skipped a lot of stuff. He also went to Pod earlier and so found that bow. Out of logic, he didn't have the lamp. Kohrek only just now getting that bow. So that led to a lot of extra checks for Kohrek that Hitsuyan was able to skip. And he did find that mirror in GT. And yeah, that's really kind of the story of the race so far. So it's only about halfway through Aga Tower now. We'll have to go do Swamp and then fight Ganon. Kohrek, meanwhile, has 4 dungeons left to complete, and he's still not even in go mode. And of course, still has also to do GT.
Yeah, depending on their GT routing, they go left. They go first. They might have to search.
Yeah, because that mirror was on the right side. So, but I don't know, the way this is going, Hitsuyan might actually be finished before Kohrek gets to GT.
Yeah, because Kohrek decided to nope out of Meyer after finding both items with only Fighter Sword and no.
Yeah, so he still has to get back to Meyer. Alright, there's Helmosaur down for Kohrek. Alright, Aga 1 down for Hitsuyan. The nice thing about doing Aga 1 before Swamp is that after Swamp you can just save and quit, and then it will take you right back to the top of the pyramid, and you can just drop straight into that Ganon hole.
Which is definitely what Hitsuyan seems to be doing.
Alright, Kohrek heading back into Eastern Palace to finish that off, and Hitsuyan gonna go into Swamp, and I doubt he's gonna open a single chest in here. Oh, that's true. He does have to open that chest to get the key. Other than that, that's not a real chest. I don't count that. Alright, Hitsu draining the first stem and gonna go straight to the back. Ooh, that's always annoying. Alright, there's... And Hitsuyan, as I expected, running straight by that waterfall chest. He does not care about silvers at all. And Kohrek is gonna run, I imagine he's going to the capacity upgrade just to refill his arrows before he heads into Mire and then GT. And Kohrek making his way back to Mire, just has to run, already got the big key out of here, so he just has to run straight back to Vitreous. But there is the final dungeon complete for Hitsuyan. He just has to save and quit, and he is straight into Ganon. Ganon wants Hitsuyan to back off a little bit. But Tempered Sword, Red Mail, this should be a fairly straightforward fight. As well as Cape and Half Magic. Just makes this even easier.
Oh man, police are Microsoft.
Sorry? Yeah, you cut out a little bit there. Alright, it's on to phase 3 of Ganon.
I was just saying that Ganon made a reference to a cool song.
Oh. Did you find the arrows in Light World? No, we did not. So he does get the torch glitch, which is always nice for silverless Ganon fights. And yeah, I'm thinking those silvers actually have to be on the pedestal, because I don't know what else there is in the Light World that we haven't checked. There's Vitreous down for Kohrek. Ooh, hits you down to 1 heart. Gotta be a little careful here. Ooh, hits her, no. Getting hit by the fire bat takes a death. And he's out of magic, too. I don't know if he has a potion. Oh, he does have a green potion. Okay, that's good. Good news for Hitsu is he's so significantly ahead of Kohrek, so unless he starts taking more of those deaths, he should be alright. Alright, Hitsu on to phase 3 again for the second time. As Kohrek now making his way into Ganon's tower. Hitsu missing on a couple of spins here and there. Gonna switch to the lamp, given how low he is on magic. But probably only a few hits left. I haven't really been counting. And Kohrek going full left, potentially.
He did start with the Hope Room first.
Yeah. And there's Ganon down for Hitsuyan. So get your GGs ready. And Hitsuyan has crossed the bridge. And he has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 24 seconds. And that is game 1 for Team Awesome. They take a 1-0 series lead in this best-of-5 series. Very well played by Hitsuyan. And we'll see if he wants to join us for an interview.
Yeah, very well played from Hitsuyan. Made a lot of gambles. It really paid off. Especially the one just basically zoning in on clearing all the crystal dungeons and getting to GT as fast as possible.
Alright, so while we wait for Hitsuyan to come in, Kohrek, meanwhile, is on the left side here in Rando Room. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be fighting the Ice Armos, since he did not go right side to get that mirror. And there's the Ice Armos fight for Kohrek. Well done. Not really getting much of value in there.
We kind of picked up.
So Kohrek, with no mirror, gonna have to go up and around. Yeah, question in chat, why did Kohrek buy so much bomb upgrades? He was planning to potentially fight Vitreous with bombs, since he did not have the bow and was only on Fighter Sword at the time. He didn't end up doing that fight because he got both items before Vitreous and decided to nope out and come back later. And, we're joined by Hitsuyan. GG's, congrats on the win.
GG's.
So, how early did you decide to gamble on that mirror being in GT?
Yeah, after I got everything to clear every crystal dungeon, I guess I was really sure the mirror was there, but I picked up still some items. Not that I miss them because I had some items left, but I was really sure that the mirror is in GT.
Yeah. I don't know like how much all dungeons you've played, but I haven't exactly played a lot, so is that like usually mean that the mirror's gonna be in GT?
Not every time, I guess. I'm forced every time to play all dungeons because the enemies veto Ganon against me every time.
Yeah. Really though, I think the biggest difference in this race was that bow and pod. You got that really early. Kohrek did not go to pod for a long time. How did you feel after finding that bow and pod?
Yeah, after the bow I feel really good because I had before that some problems in Mini Moldown Cave and Thieves Town. I died on both things, and yeah, in a final like this you feel every time behind if you die at some point. And after the scan I don't know, my heart was so pumping.
Yeah.
I was dying, I don't know.
Kohrek actually had some problems in Thieves Town too. He took 2 or 3 deaths in there, I think. No, he also took some deaths in Turtle Rock. I think he took 2 deaths in the Chain Chomp room. So definitely, I mean, the seed was not the most kind, but basically you finding that bow, Kohrek didn't really have the luxury to gamble on the bow being in GT since Eastern is a crystal, so he spent a lot of time doing overworld checks, and you skipped a ton of overworld checks, so that was that bow really was the biggest difference here.
Okay. I had only 6 checks left, I guess. It was Spy Cave, Smith Chain, Powder,
Yeah.
Gamma Packs, and Agina's Cave. That's all.
Yeah, Kohrek did all those. He also did skipped right side of Ice Palace, I believe, right?
Yeah, and I skipped Ice Palace, the right side. Go more
Yes.
Ice because I was gambling for the mirror in GT.
So Kohrek also did right side of Ice Palace because he was still looking for the bow at the time. But anyway, so your team's now up 1-0 in the finals. Tomorrow's game gonna be at 2 p.m. That'll be between Thalane and Gem, and that I believe is a standard, just a regular standard defeat Ganon. So how are you feeling about your guys' chances in that game?
I think we have good chances. Thalane is better as me. Gem is better as me. It would be a good match. Both can win tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting.
The Gem matchup.
Meanwhile, we do have Kohrek in Ganon's tower, and finds the Ether Medallion. You skipped out on that one. We don't know where the silvers were. We did see that hint from Ganon. They're in the light world. So they were either on Ped or they were in a mirror locked location, I guess.
We saw from the credits that pedestal
Pedestal was what?
cash.
Oh, okay. So they're probably in a mirror locked location, probably Cave 45 or somewhere. Or possibly on Sahasrara. No, it couldn't be because Swamp is Green Pendant. Never mind. Yeah, for those of you wondering, Game 2 going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Thelaine and Gem, and that'll be standard defeat Ganon. Kohrek, meanwhile, on his Aga 2 fight, has decided he wants to finish out the seed, even though he's certainly seen the dot done. So that is Aga 2 down for Kohrek, so he just has to go to Swamp Palace, finish that off, and then go and kill Ganon. Alright, Kohrek heading down the swamp now. So, Hitsu, what are your thoughts on the playoffs so far? On the whole league? You've been enjoying it?
Yeah, I enjoy the league, but we was really lucky, I guess, in the playoffs so far. I guess we won both games 3-2.
Yeah. Yeah, the playoffs have definitely been exciting. A lot of close series.
But I think the viewers like it if we have all 5 games every time.
Yeah, definitely exciting.
And really big thanks to Fear Agent for the league. That
Yeah,
was a
for
great
sure.
idea.
Yeah, no, it's come together really well. I've had a lot of fun playing and watching. And we got at least 2 more games in this series, but hopefully 4 more games. Make it go the whole 5.
More rando is always a good thing, I guess.
Yeah. Kohrek draining the dam. Just take him a couple minutes to get back to Argus. Should be a pretty quick Argus fight with the Tempered Sword. Hitsu, I'm wondering, how did you kind of feel coming into this match against Kohrek? did you feel like? How did you feel you stack up against him? Did you have any like particular plans for Kohrek, or did you just kind of play your normal game?
At the start, I played very normal, I guess, but then I found the hint for GT as a unique item, and then I found the bow, very lucky, in pot, and yeah. I don't think I had strats for this.
Did that hint, the GT hint, did that affect your play?
Yeah, for sure. Because I saw bombers on the island, I marked it in my tracker, so I saw it can only be Ether, Mushroom, Bugnet. Found the single arrow. I guess the blue boomerang is a unique too. So it was 1 to 5, and GT has, I guess, every time 2 or 3 items in the most of the seeds.
Yeah, quite a bit. Alright, Kohrek is done with Swamp Palace. He just has to save and quit and drop in to meet Ganon. Towards the end of the seed, did you feel like you were ahead at all?
No.
No,
I
you
feel
didn't.
behind.
You were.
I don't know. I don't expect it that Kohrek die in the seed, or
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
you both took a few deaths, but that bow was such a big factor.
The mini Moldom cave, I think, is only 30 seconds, and yeah, Thieves Town maybe 1 minute, because I opened the hole still. Only needed to go to the switch again. But after the Ganon death, I feel really behind and was thinking, okay, I thrown it away now.
No, you were.
Yeah, and I was really mad on myself because that was really the worst Ganon in the last 100 seeds I played.
Yeah, I thought you might have to float away for some potions or something, but you did have that green potion.
Yeah, I was sure I have a green potion, and then because I pressed start and the sword released, I cannot dodge at 1 heart the fire cycle and died. That was really bad. And I missed a lot of hits. Normally I hit him every time 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Anyway, Kohrek has finished his Ganon fight, so get your GGs in chat. And Kohrek has finished with an official time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 14 seconds. So GG's to him. We'll see if he wants to join us for a chat. All right, Kohrek has declined an interview, so I guess with that we'll wrap up things. GG once again, Hitsuyan.
GG's.
Again, yeah, game 2 again will be tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern between Delane and Gem. That'll be standard defeat Ganon. In terms of what else do we have coming up, if you're looking for more rando today, there is a standard daily race tonight at 9 p.m. on Speed Gaming 5. Let me see. There's also There's also an Overworld Glitches tournament tonight at 9 p.m. on Speed Gaming 3 between HXC Jetters and Spleeby. So, yeah, there's a couple of races tonight at 9. But I think that's going to be it for us. I've been Atium, and
Actually, there's actually one more thing. There's the spoiler tournament. The Young versus ACM is tonight at 9 on Speed.
oh, cool. Yeah, semifinals. That should be good as well. Spoiler log's definitely a much different type of rando, but it's very interesting, very execution heavy. So, yeah, you got a few options for tonight. But I think with that, we'll wrap things up. Our tracker today, just want to shout out, was Dimensive. And give our runners a follow, Kohrek and Hitsuyan1337. They're both top tier, excellent runners. A lot of fun to watch. And yeah, myself, I've been Atium. And Ralkin, I'll hand it over to you, I guess, to close this out.
Yep. Thanks for being a co-comment, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys later.